How you doing? How you doing? Come on in, family. Come on in. Come on in. Share the live. Tag some folks up here on YouTube. Let's talk about it. I'm here having the rest of my protein shake, so I thought I'd put it in a little glass. I don't know. Sometimes glasses, they just, when certain glasses, they make the drink, like certain plates make the, hey Ashley, certain plates make the food taste better, and certain cups and glasses make the drink taste better. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for coming on the platforms. Yeah. So, what happened to the friendship? Hey, Evelyn, how you doing? Hey, Kiana, how are you? Come on in. Come on in. I don't know if you guys have been following uh, the ASAP Rocky um, trial. And so I hadn't been following it the whole time. So I'm just now getting caught up. Hey, Queen Cece. I'm just now getting caught up. Y'all make sure y'all share out the live. I'm just now getting caught up. And so I'm not certain if you guys know that ASAP Rocky is on trial. ASAP Rocky is actually with, he has two sons from Rihanna, our girl Rihanna, who I love, our Caribbean princess. And what's going on? And he's on trial, right? Because he was accused of harming with a, I have to be careful on how I say it. So he was accused of harming a friend with a weapon, right? But as you now, as I'm watching the case, and you see like all the evidence and all the allegations and everything that's coming out, and then you get some of the background story, you realize, okay, these people were like friends for a lot of years. So I didn't know that. So the guy's name is ASAP Rocky, who's being accused. The person who's accusing him is ASAP Relly. So they were a crew of friends that got together before he got famous, and they wanted to journey. They wanted to blow up. They wanted to get big. They wanted to get wealthy and famous. And there is like a mixture of like music artists. Thank you for subscribing. It's a mixture of music artists and like computer people, designers, all kinds of different people. So it's from all different walks of life. What you looking for? That? Okay. All different walks of life. And so thank you for tagging CC. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All different walks of life. And then so it was a lot of them that got together. And so I never, this part of the information I didn't know, but that there was a lot of ASAPs, because I was like, how coincidental is they have the same name, but they actually were friends. So this part of the information I didn't know. So they were friends since they were in high school. And then the career started taking off. ASAP Rocky's career started taking off faster and more in depth. He started getting more noticed than everybody else. And what happened was, hi Candy, what happened is that, it was school. Oh no, Evelyn, I'm sorry to hear. In Sweden? Wow, I'm so sorry to hear that. Wow, and Sweden is a very safe country. What is going on? I'm so sorry to hear that, Evelyn. Oh my goodness. So things start to change. ASAP Rocky starts to get a lot more noticed. And so I guess it was, and according to the information that I've been hearing, word on the street is that because he started to get more famous, it was looked upon like, hey, you're the one that's blowing up. You're the one that's getting big. So you should hook up everybody. So what happened was one of their other ASAP crew members passed away. and it was said that he could the Relly guy, which is ASAP Relly, confronted the Rocky guy, which is ASAP Rocky, about not paying for this person's funeral. I don't know how true that is. I didn't see that in the court thing. Hi, Bridget. I didn't see that in the court thing. But I don't know if are you guys. I can't see everybody that's on here, and maybe because I put certain names in the chat, but it should be fine. How you doing? Like right now, I can't see who's on. I see the comments, so y'all tag and comment. I can't see everybody who's still on here. I know that there are people on here, but it's not showing me, but I see the comments. So keep on with the comments, keep on with the likes and the hearts. And oh my goodness, Evelyn, I'm so sorry. I did not hear about anything like that in Sweden. That 10 people passed in the school bang bang. I can't say certain words on these platforms. So wow, 10 people unalive. That is so sad. I pray for their families. And so, hi Jan, how you doing? So the argument happened. There was a some sort of tussle and all this other stuff. And fast forward, this is why they're in court. But as you listen to some of the story, you realize that they were friends, and they were friends for many years. And then it started to come out about the jealousy, like the fact that ASAP got with Rihanna, yeah, and how he went to the press and started to put out bad press about them, and you're like, wait a minute, this used to be my friend. Like they were friends since high school. Frenemies. Well, we know now that they were frenemies, but do you know this in the process? You think about how many friends that you had in high school. Like I am still friends with people that I went to high school with. I'm actually still friends with people that I went to elementary school with. Right?
But when is that point?
When does it change?
Where a friend become a frenemy? You know what I'm saying? How can you recognize that?
Exactly. Thank you for subscribing and liking. Thank you. Continue to subscribe and like, guys. We're All Right Sams, and we're here just talking about the subject is really about friendships. But as I'm watching this court case go on with ASAP Rocky and ASAP Relly, and that they were friends. They even got the same name in the beginning of their names. Nobody's changed their names. Everybody has the same name still. Okay, the friendship is out, but the names are still there. Okay, so that that they were tight.
Nah, you keep the name because you want to make sure you can still share the story.
Well, listen now.
You know what I mean?
So,
go ahead.
You see when the friendship started to demise, when jealousy entered the building, and I feel like jealousy. And oh, you're from India? Thank you. How you doing? I feel like when jealousy entered the building, when he started to get a little bit more famous, it had to come up way before Rihanna. Right? So when jealousy entered the building, when it's okay if we're on the same level, but when one person starts to elevate past the next person, something starts to change. And what happens, I believe, is that people think you change, but they don't realize that they start to change, which makes you now back up. Because you're like, what is this? Why is this person acting like this towards me? Why are they having so much hatred? Bridget said, I believe ASAP Rocky is going to get off on this one. You know what? I believe so too. But I believe that he was the friend or the ex-friend was taunting him. If you start because I've been following it a little bit more now, you start to see that he was they have a friend chat. He was talking bad about him, asking the other friends to put out bad press about him putting out bad press about him. So you realize before this incident happened, he really went on a campaign to say, hey, what you have, I should have. And I'm not going to be happy until I have what you have. And that, I believe, is when jealousy entered the building. When you feel entitled to somebody else's journey. Now, I have met many people in my life and they have gone on and done really great things. I have met many people in my life and they feel like I have gone on and done great things. But at what point, if there is an entry point of jealousy or entry point of irritation or entry point of like this person is just living their life and you just don't like them. It's different if you feel like they did something to you, but they're literally just working on their craft, their dreams, their God-given stuff, talents and skills, and all of a sudden you don't like them. Now, I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm not saying that there's nothing that had happened. I don't know. I'm not in these people's life, but outside of them being famous, this happens with normal people, This happens with everyday people where 1 minute we're cool and the next minute people get turned off. 1 minute we're good and the next minute you say the wrong thing, you breathe wrong, you buy something and somebody else's energy just changes towards you, And in this case, this is the worst case scenario that now the person that I spent all of these years in contact with, talking with, dreaming with, probably arguing with, getting, making up with, whatever we're doing, all of a sudden this person is no longer in my corner. The guy, oh, Evelyn, they were 35 years old. I'm so sorry. Guys, here on YouTube, you guys are on Facebook, so you're not seeing Evelyn comments that there was a mass powwowing in Sweden at school. This is what she's saying. I'm hoping that everybody is okay. She said 10 people are no longer here, and the guy was 35 years old. I'm so sad and sorry about that news, and I'm praying for the family. Things are happening all over the world, Your kids go to school, crazy people. So go back to the conversation. Hi everybody, Theta and Jay, everybody that's coming on. Make sure you hit that that like button over here on Facebook, and you share it out, share it to your page on YouTube. Please don't forget to subscribe as you are coming on. Welcome to the family. So I'm having the rest of my protein shake. Okay, so at what point does the friendship turn that aggressively, where now we're in court in such a some very serious charges? This guy, A$AP Rocky, has 2 children, has a fiance, which is Rihanna, and possibly can be going away for 24 years. That's a long time to be without your kids. You're a young family, and to actually have this incident happen between somebody that you were on this journey with, where you're at now, you got, at some point they talked about getting to this point, not the point of the drama, but the point of success. At some point, they had to have said, hey, when we're big, we're gonna do this, when we're gonna do that. At what point does it happen where now they're at odds? And here's the thing. They're at odds, and maybe they were at odds one person didn't realize it and the other person was on a mission, you know? And that's why they say it's very important to pay attention to the people who are around you. They say, watch the company you keep, right? They say, because of the friendship and because of the relationship, he had access to him. At this point, when this incident happened, ASAP Rocky was already in a relationship and very high profile. But because of their old relationship, because of the time that they spent knowing each other and the time that they put in, he had access, some sort of access, maybe not the kind of access that he had had previously, but some sort of access to him where now a altercation. And of course, you can't predict some of these things, right? But it's important to keep your relationships pure and really have discernment with the people who are around you and the people that you spend time with. My husband always says, and he quotes, I forgot the name of who the person is, but he says, you're an average. Who says you're an average of the 5 people you spend the most of your time with?
I heard that from Jim Rohn.
Okay, so Jim Rohn. And what's the book that he, remember the book? Anyway.
Jim Rohn?
Yeah, what was his book? Anyway, listen, I'm not going to be on here quoting everybody, but Jim Rohn, my husband always quotes him. Can you close that? My husband always quotes him and says that you are an average of the 5 people you spend the most of your time with. And
who makes up the most of that average?
Who?
You know how you can have a like go to class and you can have an average of 5 grades, but one grade weighs more than the others?
Yeah, the
right?
percentage.
The percentage, right? The person who has the most of that 5, that percentage, right, is your spouse or or your boyfriend or girlfriend, the person you live with, because they're the ones who speak it to you like every day. They're in your ear every day. So yeah, you are average of the 5 people you spend the most of your time with, but you actually spend most of your time with either your spouse, your best friend, your girlfriend, or your boyfriend. They're going to make up most of that percentage. So that's why choosing well is very important.
Very important.
Very.
Yes.
I mean, since you're talking about relationships and everything, I thought I'd just kind of chime in on a little relationship, hoo-ha.
Okay. Are you staying for a relationship hoo-ha?
I'm always staying for a relationship.
No, I'm not.
What are we talking about?
I'm not talking.
What are we talking about?
I'm actually talking about ASAP Rocky.
Boy, don't get me excited.
I'm actually talking about ASAP Rocky and the friendship. Like, so we're watching the case and we're trying to see who's telling the truth, who's not telling the truth. Where is the evidence? All these things, but people's lives are in jeopardy in the sense of like your freedom could be gone based on your association, based on the person that you have been associated with at some point in your life. But I just want to know, at what point did that friendship take a turn, or was that friendship not supposed to happen from the jump? Like, did you see the red flags that this person is no good for you? I heard somebody else commentating. I don't know. I didn't hear it from myself, but somebody else commentated about this situation, and they said that Rihanna, speaking about your partner, they said that Rihanna told ASAP Rocky that she didn't get good vibes from ASAP really. Mm-hmm. So she didn't feel good about his energy. She didn't feel good about how he moved. Like, she literally could see before he could.
Nah, I believe that he was able to see it, but sometimes we give our friends the benefit of the doubt because of they've been together since they were in the 2nd grade or whatever, right? This has been my boy. We've been through so much. He helped me out last time we had this big squabble. That's my man's. But not understanding that as your life evolves and as things happen and as you grow and as you change, that type of mentality does no longer work, right? Mm-hmm. So the mentality that ASAP Rocky may have had 10 years ago that ASAP, whoever this guy is, may still have that mentality. But ASAP Rocky is like, okay, no, I'm doing bigger things, I'm doing better things. I actually have to shift if I want to, get with certain type of individuals. So a lot of times we see it. That's just what I believe. I believe most often, if we really look at our friends, we can point out the ones that if they switched on us, we'll be like, that surprised me. Like this one here. And we can also look at it and say, if it switched on me, you'll say, you know what? Now I look at history, how things have been going, yeah, I probably can see that. You see what I'm saying? So, but I believe that he was so cool. It's almost like your family, right? Like my brothers are my brothers. I love my brothers. And so no matter what happened, that's my brother. That's how I feel. And that may be how he feel. Even if she came with insight that he may not have had, or he may not have been
Hi,
willing to acknowledge.
thank you for subscribing, Kid Hawthorne. Well, hey, what's up? What's up? Dope, how you doing? Dope boy, how you doing? Yeah, welcome to the channel. I just wanted to have a discussion. Thank you for sharing, Cotina. Thank you over on Facebook. Yeah, we just wanted to go. Okay, go ahead, Terrence. Yeah, finish saying what you're saying.
I'm about to go and get it in. But no, I believe that a lot of times if we did an evaluation of our circle, we can really easily weed out who should be there, who's riding for you, and who's riding against you. You know what I'm saying? So, because they'll stick out like a sore thumb.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so I mean, the thing about it is that like life has a way of showing you some things, right? And the people that you choose in your circle and in your team and the people that you do life with, they can literally help you live well or end up doing life. And I'm gonna tell you a story of a personal story of mine where I had a family member that had a boyfriend, and she had a child, and the boyfriend spent his time with just the wrong crowd. Okay, the wrong crowd, and I personally kept on saying, hey, this is not the crowd you should be with. This is not what's going to help your life. You're in your 20s. This is not going to work. You're in your early 20s. These kind of people you shouldn't be around, right? And literally, maybe months later, he also got had to fight a case and end up getting 25 years, all right, to life. And literally, he just got out after doing 20 to 25 years. And through the years, he would always tell my family member, he would always ask about me, because in his life, I would be the one. I mean, I wasn't in his life like that, but whenever I encountered him, I would say, hey, you know that the people that you're around, they just, that they don't mean you any well. They don't mean you any good. And that kind of loyalty that you are you're spending your time with, and when rubber meets the road, are they gonna be there for you? And those same people are the reasons why he had to do so much time. And literally his life, like doing all those years, his life did not consist of those people. So it's very important for you to choose well, and you to have discernment, to choose early, way before something happens. This person, we have a false sense of people that rock with us. We have a false sense of people that mean us well. And we see this in all walks of life. I even watch a lot of creators who have content creators who like literally are in a good space, and then things turn. So, and you expect that for people that you don't know that. No, I wouldn't say you expect that. I don't expect it because I believe in treating people well, and I believe also in being very discerning of who I let close to me. I just believe in that, and it's not that I have not had people that I feel switched it up. Maybe they seemed and appeared really, really nice and then they changed. But for me, when you start to make that change, I start to move on because I don't want the unnecessary drama or the unnecessary problems. And so you have to, through life, have discernment. Like, you have to put people in categories and things in categories, and not everybody is meant to be in your front row. Not everybody is meant to have access to you. Not everybody is meant to get part of your time. Your time should be focused on, number one, God, of course. Okay. Number two, your purpose to do in life, your friends, your family, those kind of things, people that you have built things with. But the ones that you feel like are a little bit where you've given them chance after chance after chance, it's important to look. It's important to say, hey, I appreciate the time that we spent together, but I do need to kind of separate you from the rest of my life because I don't need whatever's attached to you to be attached to my destiny. And so at this point, I believe it's interesting watching the whole trial that now his friends' insecurity, his friends' anger, um, his friends, whatever he was dealing with is now attached to his destiny. Like right at this point, we're on the verge. They've been in court for a couple of days. We're on the verge of watching somebody's destiny change. At some point, whether he is free or whether he has to do time, it's destiny changing. I'm pretty sure if he stays free, he's going to be so careful, and if not already, with the people that he lets around him. And you understand why people are so guarded when they get into a place of influence, right? Whether it be any kind of influence, media, social media. Hi, Bailey. Social media influence, political influence, entertainment influence. Your circles seem like they start to get smaller because you never know when that switches, when people all of a sudden feel differently about you. The same person that they were happy to see, the same person that they were happy to talk to, the same person that they were riding with, all of a sudden, when they see them, they now are disgusted, right? Like and I really attribute that to being very a spiritual thing. Like, here it is. If there's darkness, if somebody's allowing the darkness or their darkness to take over, then when you come in with your light, they don't want to see it. You're annoying. You irritate them too much. And don't let you be successful because now you don't deserve it. Why do you get that? You irritate me plus you get that. And that's what, like, as I'm watching, I see just the anger, the irritation. And when you're listening to the case, you realize that he felt like he's going to come up on this. He didn't care about being prosecuted, ASAP Rocky being prosecuted for the action. He's like, I'm just going to get paid from this. You know what? You're going to pay me. You're going to pay me. But it looks as if, to me, that he was trying to provoke the situation. It looks as if, to me, that he was searching out for an opportunity for him to try to get him in trouble, right? Like, this was a perfect opportunity for me to come up. And why is it that you feel you're so, heavy or so dark that you feel like your success and your come up is off of somebody else's demise? Now, I'm not saying that I wasn't there, right? and I'm not saying that ASAP has done this, right? Rocky has done this. I'm saying that it seems to me that he was trying to mind his business, go on with his life, and here it is, you come and you're trying to connect with him in a way. You're irritated. You're talking about, how, you're gonna get his money and is this and is that, and you're judging how he spends his money and who he's not supporting. And he even told the cop that ASAP Relly told ASAP the cop that ASAP Rocky was being fake. When you're making a report, and this is when he was making his report, that he's being fake, you realize that this is all very emotional. It's very emotional. And here's the thing, and this is what I wanted to share with you. Everybody, we all have the right to have success. We all have the right to have the best people around us. You get that. You get to have that in your life. But what you don't have the right to do is to destroy somebody's destiny based on your entitlement, based on what you feel belongs to you. What you get is what God has intended for your life. All right? There's so many people that live a great life and they're successful and they have this and they have that. And be happy for them, right? Be happy for them. It also says, hey, my turn is coming. If I'm consistent with working on my dreams, if I'm focused, if I take my eyes off of what you're doing and continue to know that my time is coming, that if I'm consistent, that I get to have joy and I get to enjoy myself and then get to live out my life fruitful, because I'm going to be blessed with what I've been given, the gifts that I've been given. Because listen, guys, we all have gifts. We all have gifts. There is not one person on here on this live that's not full of gifts. We all have gifts, but they're your gifts, and it is up to you to do it. And so at some point, what are the red flags that ASAP Rocky didn't see, that the friendship has changed? Or maybe he did see that the friendship was changing, and that's why he pulled back. And when you pull him back, you say, oh my goodness, this person is changing. This person has changed. But change is not a bad thing. People are supposed to change, right? They're supposed to evolve. But at what point do you realize and take accountability for you? Sometimes they're changing and they're just going on their journey. They haven't left you behind. But if you're not coming to the table and being pleasant or being helpful, why would I want to spend my time with you? When I come around you, you're talking about me. When I come around you, you're telling me that I need to do this. Why would I want to spend time with that? Linda Lewis, how you doing? Good afternoon. How are you doing? Oh, I'm doing well. First time watching on a break at work. This message is for me. I just hit the button and you were right there. We all have gifts. Praise God. Yes, thanks for sharing your blessings. Thank you, Linda Lewis. Yes, we all have God-given gifts. Hi, Teresa on Facebook. How you doing, family? The fams is in the building. We all have God-given gifts. Your gifts are not my gifts, but it's not for me. I'm doing a disservice to me and the people around me when I look and envy your gift. No, what we are to do is to walk in our gifts. There's something, if you get somebody's, for instance, some people are really skilled at, let's just say, sewing. Oh, perfect example for me, because I'm not great at sewing. But some people are great, right? They could design clothes and they're amazing. And I am saying, wow, such and such has now been successful and they're doing what they have been called to do. And I'm happy. But suppose at some point I turn and I say, I'm not happy. I'm going to start sewing too. And then I'm disgruntled now because I'm sewing and I'm expecting the same success that you got out of your gift. And I'm over here trying to sew my life. I'm just trying to sew and it's not working. I'm getting frustrated. This is not happening for me. And then I'm looking at you now, as successful as you are in your sewing gift, and I'm now hating on you. Okay, and now everybody, Oprah, Rihanna, all the big people are now wearing your clothes, and I'm like, why don't they wear my clothes? I'm over here sewing up my best. Meanwhile, I'm not gifted there. I'm gifted in writing a song. So why am I over here spending time sewing when I should be over here writing my song? Because guess what? That song can change the world. That song can have an impact. But I'm so busy over here sewing and hating, sewing and not appreciating the fact that you are walking in your gift, right? But I'm upset. I'm still sewing. Fingers all hurting me now. I'm sewing up. I'm just upset. Oh, I get pricked. I'm mad. I'm upset now. But I could be writing my best tune. I could be writing the tune that will be playing in your runway show. Because if we are friends, then you bring your gift, I bring my gifts, and what we could do together. And I'm pretty sure at some point they had this idea that they would come up together. And when the situation shifted, when you no longer were walking in the same path, on the same line, playing for the same team, instead of looking at that, okay, they have gone on, our goals together are no longer, let me just go ahead and do my gifting, and maybe we'll meet back up in life. Maybe I do a project that for some way, somehow we get to work together again. But that's the perfect world. I get it. We don't live in a perfect world. But if we get to work on ourselves, I see so many people doing so many cool things that just are not me. No matter how I try to work, maybe it's working in IT. Maybe it's whatever it is, it's not my thing. It's you like, and so I can imagine, and I've taken on jobs that were not me. Like I clearly knew that this is just not where I need to be. I clearly could see it, but we do things for the need. Like if there's a need, I need to pay my bills. I need to, take care of this. I need to eat. How you doing? Hey, thank you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, y'all. I need to pay my bills. I need to eat. I need to do what I have to do to survive. So then I'm getting into a situation where now I'm unhappy because I'm literally not working in my joy. I'm literally not working in my joy. Right? So And that's okay. Sometimes everybody doesn't have the ability to work where they want. We all get to choose. I want to say that. We get to choose. So you literally can work doing something that you love and work on something that you have to for the moment. But you have to have a plan, right? You have to have a plan that says at some point I'm going to completely work in my passion. I'm going to completely be able to be financially free. I'm going to completely, but I'm setting myself up. I'm doing this with a strategy, right? So we have to have a strategy for joy. And sometimes having a strategy for joy would be, number one, paying attention to the people that are around you, paying attention to the people that could potentially take your joy, steal your joy. right? Completely. You ever been in a situation, guys, where you are excited about something and the person that you're sharing this information with, all of a sudden they get uneasy when you're telling them what you're doing, or they start to um, they start to try to trick you into doing something else, in the sense of, oh, they start talking bad about what it is, or showing you ways that you shouldn't do this or shouldn't do that. At that point, you have discernment to say, does this person have my best interests in mind, or does this person have their only interest in mind? And hey, most of the time, if you are only a single interest kind of person, you're probably the person that doesn't have a lot of people around you. Um, I definitely have always enjoyed having friendships. I love friends. I do. That's why I'm on here just sharing my videos, sharing my life. I go places. I never meet strangers. I tell you, I enjoy people. I love to hear their stories. I love to hear their journey. But the minute that I feel like that a person does not have my best interest in mind, I'm not going to stick around for that. That's how I get to keep my joy. I get to keep my joy, and I get to still enjoy life, because I don't have to stick around until you literally um take everything from me, in the sense of like my happiness, my positive outlook. I wouldn't blame you. It's just whatever you're going through, whoever you're being, or whatever you're bringing to the table no longer fits where I'm at. The minute I start to feel like we're not fitting, I know to just kind of say, hey, this is not working. Nothing's wrong with the person. And I don't want to say that I'm speaking one-sided, because I feel like in life, the people who have turned completely to the dark side at some point had light in them, and they did not make the shift to protect their own joy. So now they want to go around making other people unhappy. And unfortunately, the people that are closest to you sometimes are the people that you can affect the most. And so it is important for you to protect your own joy, so you don't go around being miserable, being negative to other people around you. They say misery loves company. That's very, very, very true. It feeds, right? We could do this little dance. But at some point, if you're not protecting your own peace, then you're going to go around being the sore thumb in the group. And I just can't unsee. Hi, Kiki. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Emily. I just can't unsee that in this case, that there is a sore thumb. There is a sore thumb. And the sore thumb happened way before, in my opinion. The sore thumb happened way before the actual incident. Guys, we have to, this is a time in life where you have to protect your peace. You have to protect your peace for you. You have to protect your peace for you and your existence, but also for the people around you. You don't want to become the dark character. Literally, I'm watching this old friend become the dark character. You can see the darkness. He's irritated with everybody. He's saying, why am I'm not on trial. He's the one that did this. You just see all the unhappiness, all the misery, all the frustration on this person. You can't unsee it. If you ever just glimpse or listen to some of the clips that are out there when there's a cross-examination going on and he's on stand, you see the disgruntledness of this person way past the incident. It's amazing how I'm not even seeing the incident. And it's not that I'm not forgetting that there is a possible um, attack on somebody. I'm not saying that, but I just can't unsee that this darkness happened way before this incident. And if he protected his own peace. And sometimes you literally can't do anything about anybody else's life and journey and what they do with their life. You can't control people like that. The only thing that you get to control is yourself. So guess what? Control yourself. This is a self-control moment. Kiki says, we don't fight against flesh and blood, but against principalities. It is on a much deeper spiritual level. Exactly. And that's, Kiki, you are exactly right. I am experiencing and watching something real spiritual happen. It's so dark, you can't help but to see it. But you really got to have discernment surrounding it. You really got to have discernment surrounding it. But so we're watching their lives, but where in your life can you have discernment? We're a family that travels a lot, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification. On these lives, we talk about topics that are going on in the world. But we put up videos of like, our life and our travels and all that as we grow. But, our current events that are happening, really, we can take those things that are happening and apply it to our lives, right? And you say, hey, where does this kind of thing show up in my own life? Kiki says, a greater force has taken over. Yes. Where does this kind of situation happen in my own life, or has it happened in my own life? Have I had friendships that are no longer? Had I had situations where I was disappointed? Did I stay in a friendship longer than it was supposed to? And I'm going to tell you that, and this is for friendships, this is relationships. Sometimes things have a season, an expiration. And with food, when there's an expiration time, you just discard of it, And so some people don't like to be discarded, right? So if in your season of your life, that I am to step away from this. The other person on that end is not always going to be happy because they feel discarded. They feel upset. They feel unappreciated. They feel all these things, but that your season is your season. You cannot control somebody else's season. So if you don't work for their season, if I say, hey, I have to cut this relationship off, or I'm just not engaged in this relationship, that was the season for it. And that's just it. Some people, in life, all of a sudden you don't see them around your life no more. And that's okay. And you can't, like, for me, if I no longer see you in my life anymore, and I'm saying to myself, what happened? Right? Then I don't go running. And this is true story. And I have had friendships that I hold dearly, right? I hold dearly to my friendships. Hi, Miss P. And I have, in recent years, all of a sudden, they're no longer around. And I realized in my getting older and getting wiser and having more discernment that you don't run after people because it might not be in your season, but it might be for their season. You no longer fit the criteria for their life, but you fit the criteria for your own life. So listen, let them go. Let them live their life so that you can spend time building and working on you. I am guilty. I am definitely guilty. Hey, Miss P, of loving people past our time. And if I don't let the time do what it needs to do, then later on, I will experience heartache. I will experience pain. I will experience discomfort because I literally let this expired relationships stay around and it got old and stale, and now I'm being affected by it in not the best way. So, because I've had that happen, I said, okay, when somebody is no longer around, it is not about you, it's about them. And they are to live the life that they need to have. They get to have the friendship that they need. They get to have the love that they need. They get to have the people around them that they need. And if you're not it, put your grown panties on and know that it's not you. But guess what? There is something out there for you. Your own blessing, your own tribe, your own people. It's out there. So don't go running and chasing after something, because literally you have a direction that you need to go in. And if I'm running in that direction trying to chase you, get your groove, get your back, I have now abandoned my own mission. Kiki says, I know I have, but sometimes God has to take you through to be able to see. Sometimes you have to go through to get through. Yes, that's so true. Very, very, very true. And so I just wanted to share that, because we all have somebody in our lives that we know that have come against or come up against a life-changing moment. So, this right now is a life-changing moment. And yes, we discard celebrities and we discard people of influence because we feel like they're superhuman, but we all are human. None of us are superhuman. No human is superhuman. Okay? God made us all. And so we just watch it like it's a good TV show. And of course, that's what we watch. You guys I watch content, so there's nothing wrong with watching. I definitely always feel like there's a lesson. I always try to see, what am I supposed to learn here? Yes, some things are just funny. Some things are just dramatic. Some things are just clutch, clenching your pearls. You gotta clutch your pearls, or whatever they call it. You gotta just grab on. Some things are so suspenseful. Some things are just unbelievable. Really, that's life. And so what I try to do is definitely see where this applies, see how we can learn from this, see what God, like for me, I'm definitely on a walk of, I'm trying to say, God, what are you trying to tell me here? What am I trying to see? And in cases like this now, as we're building out these channels, what am I supposed to share with people? Right? And of course, I put the titles, hey, when did the friendship turn? Right? And so I gotta see, I'll make sure that I write the right titles for these things on Facebook, because I know sometimes they will they will kind of like block certain titles. So I use certain names. I got to make sure that I'm not using those names, and maybe I'll take it off when I get off. But we're having this conversation, right? We do things to have a conversation, like, hey, this is happening. Hi, sister. This is happening, and where can I apply this to my own life? Where does this apply to my own journey? How can I avoid having this happen to me? I don't know if y'all are like this, but I can learn from other people's mistakes. You know how sometimes you've had a friend or a family member or somebody you've encountered, and you be like, they just don't learn. They're going to have to feel it themselves. I'm not like that. I literally can learn from somebody else's mistakes. So I literally look for life lessons. Kiki said, we all have our cross to bear. Some are not strong enough to realize what is happening. I'm blessed that God has allowed me to understand the spiritual realm. Yes, definitely. Definitely. And so it is, I'm going to still be watching the case. And of course, if you guys are not following, um, that's fine. You're going to hear one way or the other what has happened. But what happens after this? Like, we always are like, we're waiting for the verdict, okay? And if it's where he goes free, then he goes on with life. Is he going to make the adjustments? Is he going to choose differently? The person who's accusing him of this, and obviously there was an altercation. You just don't, you kind of realize or start to feel like the altercation started to happen, and that he seemed like he's the aggressor. He seemed like the one that was provoking, right? And so everybody has their story, and everybody has their reason why they do what they do. We're not in their life. I'm not the expert here. We're just all watching. But as you watch, there's nothing wrong with watching. But as you watch, where is the lesson for us? Where do you apply these life lessons to your own life and say, hey, how do I do this better? How do I walk through this better? How do I become better? How do I make better choices? How do I select better friends? How do I make better choices when I'm doing A, B, C, D? You know what I'm saying? And so I would encourage everybody today, as you're going through, cherish those loved ones and those people around you that have been so good to you. You see on the comment, there's been a lot of tragedy going on everywhere around the world. So this is an opportunity for us to really evaluate our own journey, right? And so I pray for those who have been experiencing loss, sickness, all these things. I pray that, you find peace and joy in your life, and that things get better for you, because you deserve to have the goodness of what God has for us, right? And then those who maybe have taken a turn, and they're walking around and they're frustrated, they're hateful to people, they are they're doing things so that they're pushing you're pushing other people down so that you can get ahead. You actually can make a shift and a change. You can make a shift and a change. Your life could be different, like now. Like at any point you could decide, you know what? I don't want to live like this. I want to experience this own joy. Or maybe you didn't even realize how dark you've been, how negative you've been. But at any point in your life, you can shift and you can change. And you might not have what Sarah has here, but you can have, and if your name is, let's just say Bob, if your name is Bob, then you can have what Bob has because you're Bob. But you don't need what Sarah has, because what Sarah has is for her. And God has equipped Sarah for these things, and he's equipped Bob for these things. So Bob and Sarah don't have to share the same things, because they've both been blessed separately in a special way, that they can thrive and be successful in their own gifting, their own calling. Hi, Takesha. And we have to be reminded, it's that thought process of, you think you're better than me, or you think that person is better than you, or they have more than you, or all those things. Let that go. Because hey, live, let that go, because your journey is special to you. And if you cultivate that, if you just get great with that, then watch out, world, because you're going to be blessing upon blessing people. Guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. Hit that notification button so that you can know when I'm live or when I post another video. I have another video coming up. And also, react to the comments. Put a comment and let me know where you're watching it from. Kiki says, I'm going to send you something in the messenger. Kiki, text me because I don't look at the messengers like that because of I've learned my lesson. Kiki, text me. You have my phone number. It's the same phone number for years, and so text me because I don't look at the messengers, guys. So because I've learned. I see. I learned my lesson. I've had something that I've worked really really hard for be just taken, and I was so frustrated and upset, and I was just on a rampage. And at some point I had to get myself together and say, okay, you got to pull it together because you are just, like it's the injustice, and there's nothing I could do about what has already happened, but I could do something, whether I start over, I get better, and I do what I got to do. And sometimes it takes time. Some people could snap out of it right away, but other times, like when you've had a bad moment, sometimes it takes you a minute to recover. When you've been disappointed, when you have been wronged, right? And then, but if I stop, then I've allowed the negativity to win, right? And I've allowed them to win. And so, and really, it's about us winning our own journey. You know what I'm saying? It's about us winning our own journey. And so I encourage each and every one of you to win in your life today. Okay? I encourage you to win bigger than you've ever won before. Okay? Have a great win today. Okay? Because guess what? It's for you. What's for you is for you. Enjoy your life. Lock in always and get to your journey. Get to it. Okay? Get to your it. My it is different from your it, but get to your it because it's for you. All right, guys. So thank y'all for joining me. I just wanted to come on today. I have some things that I have to do. Share this live with people. Let people know that we're here. Subscribe to the channel. Guys, family, y'all are my fam. So it's good to see all of you. I'll be back on. All right. Y'all gonna come back? All right. See y'all. All right, guys. See you.